Hi there, this is Paul Beckman, Palu Rainbow Song, also the new and first leader of humankind in the free world. I've spoken about a special note. So I happen to be walking right now. Get ready here, comes a siren. Hold on to your ears. Well, let's see. Well, in all cases, most likely, I've gone ahead and created a movie song review. Probably I saw a movie coming on, or I saw a movie midway, at whatever stage, and I decided I wanted to create a song about the movie, and create a movie song review. Not just one song, maybe perhaps more if it's so inspired, if the movie inspired me. Now here's how I look at it. When a movie is created, it's produced and then it's done. And then it airs on TV or cable or what have you. I'm going to go back to something I just passed on the sidewalk and use it as an analogy. Making a movie song review is no different than a review about a play in the theater, except it happens to be a movie. People have the right to create reviews about plays, don't they? You see a play happen and you see a review about it the next day in the paper. I think that's how it works. Well, in my living room, so to speak, where I have a TV and cable, the movie comes into my living room and plays whichever channel I choose. And if I watch it, maybe I've seen it before, or maybe I haven't, maybe it's the first time. At any rate, I'm free to watch it. Now that's a given. People can watch movies and enjoy them. So, in itself, the movie song review should be no different, you would think. Now, we all have a brain, if we're a human being most likely, in order to function. However, sometimes a person could undergo a hit on the head for whatever reason, why or how. Maybe it's a fall. Maybe a person hits their head. Or maybe someone conks you on the head from behind. Or maybe it's an automobile accident or an airplane accident. Whatever the case may be. There's 1,000 reasons for why a brain injury could occur. Or maybe it's hereditary. Anyway, as it goes, let's just say that a person gets a brain injury. Well, use the analogy of a whole pot that a plant exists in. The pot may be whole. Fine. But if it's a clay pot and you drop it, it could break, it could shatter. Now, the brain is a very delicate instrument inside of the human skull. Now I'm going to point to a picture of a broken pot I found on the sidewalk as I was walking by it. I decided to use an analogy and say, this is what your brain is like after a brain injury. Here we go. I'm going to switch the focus now. Obviously, once that happens to your brain, it might not work the same as before. There could possibly be problems. Now, we might ask ourselves, why did I start talking about movie song reviews, watching movies and then making songs about them, and making movie song reviews, and then suddenly I start talking about brain injuries and a broken pot, and how that's kind of what your brain is like once you hurt it. Well, let's explore that. What is the correlation? Well, I started out talking with you about movie song reviews and watching movies and making songs. Let's bring that up just a little bit more. So, the balloon you're playing, you must have a title of some type. So first of all, what I do is I try to find out what the movie is called. And then I state, hi, this movie is called such and such, and I'm making a movie song review out of it. Let's say, for instance, Robin Hood, as an example. So I either see it from the beginning to start, or I come upon it and it's already going. Let's try the, as an example, the old-fashioned Robin Hood movie with Errol Flynn and Olivia de Havilland. So let's say I find it halfway playing, like it's already started and I come upon it. Well, I still want to record it and make a movie song review about it. So I'll say, Robin Hood, movie song review by Palu. So that's the start of how this begins. So next, angry car, beeping horn blower. So next, I watch the movie, and if there's parts I want to create a song for that I become inspired by, I'll do so. Now the way I'm making a song is I'm actually watching the movie, and then either while the movie is going on or during an advertisement, I'll make my song. And it's usually done freestyle, like on the spot, in the now. Not a lot of people can do that, but I've accentuated, honed, and brought that ability to a perfection and a love. Now let's say the movie ends. Okay, well, I've created perhaps either one, maybe none, or one, or more songs. Let's say I didn't get around to creating any songs during the airing of the movie. Well, after it's ended, at least I still have a chance to create one song. But most likely, if I was tuned into it and was awake enough, I'll probably have created a fair amount of songs during it, and had a great time watching it, especially participating with it and making songs about it. And in this way it becomes a movie song review by Palu. Well, at the end of it all, when I have done enough songs, or given a song at the end as well, I'll finally say something like, well, I'm happy to have hosted this movie for you. And that's that. But not quite. After that finishing sentence, I then go on to something else. And I begin to say, now, if you saw me sing some songs about this movie and you liked them, well, by all means, let me sing some songs for you. And I'll go ahead and see if you'd like to have me do that. One way to do this is to offer you my email. So I'll say, now if you'd like to have me sing some songs for you, email me at palurainbowsong@gmail.com. That's PALU rainbowsong@gmail.com. I'd be happy to create some songs for you, whether it be about your business or a special project you might have in mind, or even any healing songs for yourself or anyone you know. With that said, basically, that finishes my movie song review. Now normally, that would be a finish, and that would be swell. That would be fine. But there's a downside to all of this, a bad side, an unexpected side, a Babylon side. The ways of the world side. And when we start to put that into perspective, that's when I can begin to talk about the other analogy of brain injury, a brain injury, and a broken pot, and how a brain injury means that your brain is somewhat broken. But first, we have to piece both of these together and see what this is all about and why. So far I'm explaining that a movie may come on cable or TV, and I watch it and I create songs about it, and I have a great time, and I've actually created something that's entertaining. If you like the songs I've sang, really there's no harm in that. It's all fine. And I've created a movie song review by Palu. Story done. But there's more. And greatly, after all that, I'll finally say, oh, by the way, a special note. So, when I say a special note, that's when I begin to talk about this conundrum. See, there's nothing the matter with and nothing wrong with me making movie song reviews. It's creative. It's what I like and love to do. I love watching movies. I like being inspired by them. And if I'm so moved, I love creating songs about them. They become entertaining for me. I love doing it. I love listening to the songs afterwards. I'm sure that anyone who would watch a recorded stint of what I've done would love it too. They get to watch the movie, and they get to hear the songs associated with that movie that I've made at the proper time when a song should be made, when it's inspirational. I don't really mean to go on and on and on and on about all this and draw this out and make it really long. But sometimes I tire of making a special note in conjunction with what I'm doing for the sake of truth, for the sake of being ahead of my time, as it were, and for the sake of defending myself. From what? From whom? Well, I'll get to all that in due time. How should we start this out now? Where should we begin next? Well, let's reflect a little bit on what has already been spoken about. Movie song review by Palu. The movie comes on, either catch it from the beginning or midway or from wherever. I I want to make a song about it, or songs, so I watch it. If I'm so moved and so inspired, I do make songs, or a song about it. Once done, I say, after your host this song before you, I know that I've made a song in my mind. Now this is not something people usually do, so I am ahead of my time. The world doesn't know about this quite yet. But I'm doing it every day, every night. And I have lots of movie song reviews under my belt, so to speak. Then I asked if anyone would like to have some songs sung by me. I add that spiel, and then finally say, God bless, namaste, I honor the divine in all. By the way, a special note. So here we are at the special note, and this is where it gets rather lengthy, so I don't really want it to. But I feel like I need to say what's adequate. It has to do with what's good and what's best for the highest good of all concerned. It also has to do with me. It also has to do with the ways of the world and reconvincing the powers that be in the ways of the world. That what I'm offering is beautiful, which should be regarded as exception to the world, so to speak. And it should be exempt. To be left alone and to have the right to exist on its own. All that I've done. So you may not still know what I'm talking about. And furthermore, how do brain injuries come into play mixed with all of this? Well, I was walking, I showed you the broken pot and how that's what the brain is like once a person has a brain injury. What's broken? Well, there can be a loss of memory. There may also be some associated suffering, for instance, some possible head pain from the head trauma. And also, along with this, it could be the mysterious situation that happens while you're communicating thereafter, after receiving a brain injury, where your new communication is hindered with an obstacle. For instance, before the brain injury, a person might have communicated just fine. They were fine enough for them. But after the brain injury, sometimes the word you're thinking of that you want to use and say in a sentence escapes you. And suddenly, when you would normally draw upon it and use it in your phrase, when communicating with others, you're unable to think of it, and it bogs you down. It could even impair you to the point that your communication becomes stalled. For instance, I could be talking about a bag with a piece of bread on it that falls off a cart when the wind blows, which just happened. Now the bag is blowing across the street and the cars are driving. There's a piece of bread. And while I'm discussing it, I could say what was next on my mind, which, excuse me, could possibly have been, I forgot what I was talking about. There's something I was going to say. See, that's what I'm talking about. That exactly that. Exactly that. Well, okay, so there was a bit of wind there, making it a little hard to hear audibly what I was talking about. So before the wind really picked up, I was starting to talk about how one of the hazards of a brain injury is when you're in communication with others and suddenly the word that you want to use or the concept or what have you, or the phrase, suddenly escapes you at the very moment when you're about ready to use it. And you go, uh-oh, oh no, it's not there. What am I going to say? How can I say in communication to others that I'm speaking with what I wanted to say? It's gone. That's one of the mysterious things that happens with a brain injury. Very common. The way it was described to me in a brain injury course about the brain is that at that moment the brain has to learn and teach itself to fire new brain synapses to try to connect with the thought that you're talking about. Now, since you can't grasp it, it's hard to grasp it, eludes you, then you've got to come up with alternatives to say the same thing you wanted to say, but you can't think of the exact word or phrase or concept. And so sometimes that can stall communication completely. You could be communicating and then suddenly you stop and you can't go on. That happens. Sometimes what is better is you don't stop completely. Instead, you catch yourself and you try to find a different way, yet again, to say the same thing that you're going to say, the best that you can manage it. Again, when you can't get that exact word or phrase you were wanting to use. Or sometimes, even though you can't do it at that point, it'll come back to you later at another time. And then you remember it a bit delayed when it does no good, but at least you got it back. So that's what I was talking about. And then suddenly a piece of bread I had in a bag on the cart that I was pushing as I was picking up trash with the cart blew off the cart right by the wind, and the bread in the bag started rolling in the middle of the street with traffic. So I decided to fetch the bag back with my grabber or picker-upper, and I did so, and then it switched to a new scene where I'm once again talking. And let's go back to that. For instance, before the brain injury, a person might have communicated just fine. They were fine enough for them. But after the brain injury, sometimes the word you're thinking of that you want to use and say in a sentence escapes you. And suddenly, when you would normally draw upon it and use it in your phrase, when communicating with others, you're unable to think of it. And it bogs you down. It could even impair you. I could be talking about a bag with a piece of bread on it that falls off the cart when the wind blows, which just happened. Now the bag is blowing across the street and cars are driving. There's a piece of bread. And while I'm discussing it, I could say what was next on my mind, which, excuse me, could possibly have been, I forgot what I was talking about. There was something I was going to say. See, that's what I'm talking about. Exactly that. Well, action spoke louder than words. I couldn't remember what I was going to say. Action spoke louder than words. I was going to say that I would then need to go into the street and retrieve the bag so cars wouldn't have to run over it or cause a car to have an accident. But it escaped me at the moment when I was talking. But when I put it on pause, I saw the bag blow in the middle lane, and so there's no cars coming in the lanes closest to me, so I went after the bag and got it. There's the bag. Stuck the bread back inside it. Hey. Alright. Well, after the analogy, if you want to call it that, of the bread in the bag blowing off the cart and going in the road, and my description of it, there I caught myself lapsing in communication of what I wanted to say. Now, sometimes that could happen with a basic word that means what you want to say and you can't think of the word, or it could be a phrase or a concept or something that was in your mind to say. Suddenly, you're grasping for straws. In other words, due to the brain injury, what you wanted to say is hard to retrieve. And for the life of you, you just can't remember it, it seems. These are episodes of experiences with brain injury. Sometimes it may come to you, or it may not, which could result in stalled communication, or the possibility that the brain may then try to form new synapses to create different alternative ways to say the same thing you wanted to say, but of which you have to find alternative routes now to say the same thing, which may pale in comparison with the perfect word you wanted to use that would have been more succinct and more appropriate. In the end, I went into the road and retrieved the bag, put the bread back in the bag, and put it back on my cart. So, yes, right now I'm walking with the cart. I'm still speaking, hope you can hear me. Communicating. I'm now communicating more about the special note. Now I found that in the bouncing ball back and forth event of conversation with others, this is a probable and highly possible and probable experience of losing your communication focus while trying to communicate due to a brain injury. However, I began to notice, as I looked for different ways for possible brain injury therapy to counteract what I'm experiencing and to help heal my brain, I began to explore some avenues for which I had already invented some forms of brain injury therapy, though I didn't know it at the time, and later came to see that they are exceptional. Two especially. One is the invention of a solar meditation bow I invented, a device that's the ultimate kaleidoscope. I regard it as the eighth wonder of the world, the ultimate kaleidoscope. One demonstration of it gives a person one of the greatest moments they've ever had in their entire lifetime, drug-free. Furthermore, it takes you to the heights of meditation instantly. It is one of the greatest artistic moments a person has ever had. This leads to higher consciousness. It also offers the purest form of psychedelia imaginable. Again, drug-free. And it even takes a person to the shores or the heights, as it were, were the closest sensation to the feeling of time travel, as if going through a wormhole. I'll talk more about this later. But also the other form of brain injury therapy is none other than what I started talking about originally. My movie song reviews by Palu. Yes, I found all of a sudden that to be an incredible form of brain injury therapy, especially because of this one fact. When I go ahead and start creating songs freestyle from scratch, doing the inspiration while watching the movie, suddenly I'm no longer engaged in what might typically be called a bouncing ball back and forth event of communication. Instead, I believe that the intuitive faculty has been brought into play for in creating songs from scratch while inspired. Words come, rhyme comes, the song forms, especially since I honed it and worked on it for years and years. Almost effortlessly, miraculously.
Stop anywhere else along that.
And thus, it seems to offer a perfect form of communication unhindered by the brain injury. And I believe that just as a person who seeks ultimate truth would have the search for truth filter into one's everyday life, so the same happens with this, that if I am creating movie song reviews in which I'm doing freestyle songs off the cuff or from scratch, that its effects that happen then will also help to filter into everyday life, into the bouncing ball back and forth form of communication as well. Well, these two forms of brain injury therapy I've invented are helping me considerably, I believe. And I believe in them. And I want to carry on with them. And I believe that they also have a wonderful capacity to help others in this world with brain injury, with brain injuries. Now, I'm not fully finished discussing what the special note is about. I've given you an introduction to some aspects that are important in this special note. But I've hardly given you an idea of exactly how I'm ahead of my time. For this, we would have to consider another aspect, altogether different. Hi, this is Paul Beckman, Palu Rainbow Song, also the new and first leader of Humankind in the free world. Added note. I'm going to start off by saying that having created this movie song review, there was mention earlier of a special note. And the special note has to do with the fact that January 15th, 2021, I received a brain injury. as a consequence of that, I've been seeking brain injury therapies that I could find out about that would help me, but I haven't really found anything suitable. So I started to develop my own. One of them is my solar meditation bow. The other are these very movie song reviews by Palu, as you've just seen. Now I don't have a form here because I believe that by the time I'm finished with my explanation of this special note, it'll be important for the world to know that a study has been done of these two proposals for brain injury therapy. And I have a colleague here presently. In fact, he happens to be the caseworker I have at the Victoria Brain Injury Society, Ian, who is going to help me read these questions for this study. Shall we begin?
Sure.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, so question number 1. What is the specific intention of the group?
The specific intention of the group is a brain injury therapy group using my solar meditation bow. Now I asked for 2 forms because there's 2 brain injury therapies. Now, for the other one, I'll be doing 2 at once here. The specific purpose for the other group is a brain injury therapy using movie song reviews as the therapy.
Okay, question number 2. What is the reason/need for doing this group?
The reason need for offering my solar meditation bow to the world as a brain injury therapy is because my solar meditation bow has distinct and valuable results from its use that can aid in brain injury therapy. As far as the second,
hold on one sec. It's a pretty good question. I got some other questions. Okay. Like an aid in brain injury therapy. So, my next question is how?
The how is answered simply by its use. Its use allows the mind to be directly experienced, drug-free.
Okay.
This aids the brain.
Okay. That was the bow. Same question for oh whoops. I got these mixed up.
Okay, I'll put it on pause for a sec.
Nope.
Okay.
Alright, so same question. What is the reason/need for doing this group? and we're talking about movie song reviews instead.
Okay, the need and purpose for doing this group, movie song reviews by Palu, is because this is the second form of brain injury therapy I've invented and created. And as such, it enables the intuitive faculty to come into play to aid in brain injury therapy through song and the inspiration of watching a movie.
Okay, so it enables the intuitive faculty to come into play.
Right.
And what was you say after that?
It enables the intuitive faculty to come into play
Oh, through song.
through song.
Yeah. And what was the second part you said?
And the how and the purpose would be the intuitive element through song can achieve wonders that ordinary intellectual back and forth communication fails when you have a brain injury.
So they achieve wonders
That
let's say that are otherwise not possible living with a brain injury.
that are otherwise not always possible with intellectual back and forth communication due to brain injury. Due to a brain injury.
Not what did we say? Not yet, not possible.
Intellectual back and forth communication.
Okay. So, question number 3, and let's keep on with the song one.
Okay.
I'll switch papers for the second one
Okay.
afterwards.
Okay.
Target population. Who is this group aimed at?
This group is aimed at people with brain injuries, and it is also aimed at the general populace, which would like to hear songs from people with brain injuries, such as myself. Reviewing movies.
I'm just gonna say song movie reviews. Okay. Okay, so overall program goal. What is the primary objective of this group?
The primary objective of this group is to have an exemption from copyright infringement, rules and laws, and to have an exemption from being banned on websites, etc. There's one further part to the answer. Taking refuge and sanctuary in the fact that a person has an inalienable
What was it?
inalienable
Inalienable?
inalienable
How do you spell that?
I don't know,
I've never heard that word.
like in the Constitution, inalienable rights and freedoms.
Oh yeah. Let's see.
Inalienable. Maybe I'm not pronouncing it right. Inalienable.
That's okay. I don't pronounce the style things perfectly either, but I just don't know how to spell it. Oh, inalienable maybe.
Yeah,
Inalienable.
inalienable.
Okay. Inalienable.
Inalienable right. A person has an inalienable right to heal their brain injury.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so we kind of did all for the whatchamacallit, the movie reviews. Now I have to go back and do it for the meditation bow. Okay, so number 3 for the meditation bow. Who is this group aimed at?
This group is aimed at all of those who suffer from brain injuries. As well as the blind, the colorblind, and the general populace who can benefit from seeing via the mind.
Okay. All right. So number 4, in the context of the meditation goal, overall program goal, what is the primary objective of this group?
The primary objective of this group is to help heal brain injuries, to give sight to the blind, actually to give inner sight to the blind, to allow colorblind people to see the colors they can't. And to allow the general populace to have instant and effortless higher consciousness experiences drug-free anytime, anywhere.
Okay. Okay, so let's see. Okay. So then we'll go back to the song, the song reviews, or the song movie reviews, I should say.
Song movie, the movie song reviews.
Movie song reviews. What are the measurable and specific goals of this group?
The measurable and specific goals of movie song reviews by Palu are a filtering down of the success of the intuition when making freestyle song creation, into the relative worlds ordinary, comma, intellectual, comma, bouncing ball, hyphen, back and forth, communication. In the same way, the search for ultimate truth would filter down in the relative world as the search for truth.
Okay. Okay, so techniques and methods. What are the specific details of the provision of this group? And so examples that they have about this are closed/open group, dates of the group, structured and learning environment, group therapeutic process, and number of facilitators.
The individual must go it alone in developing the ability to create freestyle songs on the spot from the inspiration of watching a movie, comma, drawing the intuitive faculty into play in the process.
Okay, so I think with this one, the only thing that says and we're wondering about is we're talking about individual and alone when we're trying to like make a proposal for a group. And I think like
you could add
okay.
this redefines what a group is. By forming a group within the individual. This concept may be, two words, ahead of its time.
Okay. Cost of the group include a plan for any accumulated overtime.
0 to infinity.
What's the cost of the group?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then the last question on this is indicators of program success.
I am a success at creating movie, song, reviews by Palu, with the exception that the world has not yet caught up with me, and I appear to be ahead of my time. Thus, like ... thus the problems and difficulties I face.
Period.
Period.
Okay, so with the solar bow, the solar meditation bow, what are the measurable and specific goals of this group?
The measurable and specific goals of this group is that healing is instant, higher consciousness is instant, and their ramifications are endless.
Okay. So number 6, techniques and methods. What are the specific details of the provision of these groups?
The specific provisions and details are that you can use Palu's solar meditation bow, by yourself, with the sun, or a very bright light, or have somebody give you a demonstration using the sun or a very bright light. Anytime, anywhere.
Okay. Cost of the group. Include a plan for any accumulated over time.
0 to infinity.
Alright. Indicators of program success.
My kaleidoscope, in parentheses, solar meditation bow, is without a doubt the true, quote, eighth wonder of the world. If that is not success, what is? You have to experience it to know. Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so based on that, how much time do we have left?
5 minutes.
Okay, here's a little wrap up. So based on all on this now, from this, studies can occur about my solar meditation bow as a brain injury therapy, and of music song reviews by Palu. Now, the music song reviews by Palu is me going ahead and making those about movies that I watch. So in a sense, this is about me, but at the same time, I hypothesize that anyone can do what I've done. Anyone can copy what I've done. And if they were to do so, well, it's possible they could do the same thing. But at this point, at this time, I'm the only one making movie song reviews that I know of. in the world. So, but the point is that I believe it is a wonderful form of brain injury therapy. Now, as a result, if I were to upload a video of a movie song review, it instantly gets red flags from YouTube and etc. of copyright infringement, which means that I could be penalized huge fines, who knows, anywhere from hundreds or thousands or millions of dollars. I could be imprisoned, possibly. Who knows, maybe in some countries it's against the law. Maybe you could be shot or executed. I don't know. But anyway, these don't fit the, quote, crime. Because it's not a crime to want to heal your brain injury and create songs about a movie, which is a new form of brain injury therapy that I believe I have a right to engage in. So, based on this, I take sanctuary and refuge in this fact that this is a brain injury therapy, my movie song reviews, and I therefore ask that YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and all other sites do not make me go through the red flag process, because I believe that I'm exempt due to the brain injury therapy aspect, and that I not be banned from any websites out there. And from what you saw here, I will be forming studies, scientific studies on these two brain injury therapies. And even though the common ailment in brain injury is that you have a loss of memory, you may have severe headaches for a time or indefinitely, and you also have difficulty sometimes speaking and not being able to draw forth the word that you want to use in conversation because it escapes you, the word or concept or idea or phrase. And for this aspect, I believe the music song reviews by Palu are very great, because they show and demonstrate how when I'm creating a freestyle song from scratch, it's not so much the intellectual aspect that's being used, but the intuitive faculty. And it's, when honed properly, it's flawless and perfect. And I believe that, like one answer earlier, if one were to seek ultimate truth, that's one thing, but as it filters down in everyday life, if one seeks truth, that's another, and it would help there too. So in the same way, I believe that the freestyle song creation of songs when watching a movie and be inspired to create a song will help instances in the future where the brain has to form new brain synapses to come up with some alternative, different way to say something because it can't be thought of at the time. I believe wholeheartedly that making these movie song reviews helps that. Thank you very much. Namaste. Honor the divine and all. God bless.